Hey, Singularity members. So I'm making this video because I want to let you know that we're about to take a significant step within Singularity, and it involves you if you want to be involved. So something that I feel has been, that it's really important for us to move towards within Singularity is for the membership community to be able to participate in us making important decisions about how certain things work and who moves into particular roles, and for this to be a field in which we start to share power more. And so some of the people who work within the organism of Singularity, myself, have really been in an exploration over the last couple of months about how this can work, and we are gonna begin it in a small beginning way with one particular piece of emergence, one significant moment in the development of Singularity that we want to invite your participation with. So this is to do with the emergence of the Earth Circle in Singularity. I will put a link underneath this video to the page on the website which talks about the organism of Singularity, which is basically the structure of the body of Singularity that's emerging. And in that organism, there's various different circles, and these are different groups or teams that are working on different things. So one of those that is really significant is the Earth Circle. And we're moving towards having a first try at the Earth Circle this year. And the Earth Circle is a really significant circle within Singularity, whereas other circles like the Coherence Circle or Leadership Development Circle or International Policy Circle, they have particular areas of work that they're focusing on. Then there's also the Governance Circle, which is made up of the heads of all the circles plus myself. The Earth Circle is like a circle around the Governance Circle. And you'll see that if you look at the link that I put below for the overall structure or organism of Singularity. So the eventual role of the Earth Circle is going to be oversight and accountability for Singularity governance, holding Singularity governance accountable for staying pure to its mission of the emergence of a politics, a leadership, and approach to governance that's sourced in the one life at the core of the earth, all humanity and all kingdoms of nature, as it wants to express across all 7 continents of the planet, Antarctica included. So my vision for the Earth Circle for some time has been that it will have 7 elders. Basically, it's like the eventual vision that I have for it is that it will be a council of elders, human beings, one actually representing each continent, Antarctica included, who, have lived lives of extraordinary service to humanity, who are open through their core to that one life, one sacred divine life that lives and beats at the heart of the earth and in the core of all humanity and all kingdoms of nature, and who have made a significant contribution to humanity and who are wise, embodied beings who, as I say, represent and can hold Singularity governance accountable to the purity of the expression of Singularity's mission across all 7 continents. So we're not there yet in terms of those beings being available in the Singularity ecosystem for those roles. I can immediately imagine that as some people watch this, they're going to start thinking of names and they're going to be like, hey John, what about that person? Hey John, what about that person? Hey John, what about that person? And what I'd ask is, first of all, any recommendations are welcome. They're always welcome. And there is a process that we're developing whereby Singularity members can suggest and nominate people to be on the Earth Circle. And I really invite everyone in the Singularity membership community to be with me on something here, which is a learning I've had in the process of developing Singularity, which is that there's a difference between people who are really wanting to advocate for a more unity-centered, interconnected, healthily relational, soulful politics and leadership and governance in the world. There's a difference between that and people who are genuinely open through their core to that indivisibility principle of the one radical life force, which is the sacred and radically indivisible one at the core of us all. And singularity takes its source in that. So just recommendations are really welcome. And if you if you're recommending someone, please tune in about whether that's something that is alive in them. So we're not there yet in terms of there being 7 of those beings in the singularity ecosystem to invite in and for them to be welcomed to play a long-term role. But we want to start this process and learn from it as we have from other processes within singularity already. So, for instance, with the national point holders, shout out to those who have been part of the journey and experiment around our national point holders. We learned a huge amount in the singularity ecosystem from there being people holding roles as far as national point holders who we came to realize over time were not necessarily available for the level of responsibility that we're aware must be held by singularity point holders for them to really fulfill on that role. And I'm so grateful to the people who held those roles for the time that they did, because we learned so much about what those roles really need and how to do the process better. So we want to go through that learning process with the Earth Circle as well. So this is where you start to come in, right? So I have, and we have in Singularity identified 7 beings who they're not kind of elders of humanity across all cultures, but they are beings who have a deep sense of connection to singularity, who have a genuine opening to that principle of the one radical life through their core, who are deeply dedicated to this work, who have a deep connection to these different 7 continents, and who are humble enough and dedicated enough to be up for getting involved with us over the next year for us to try out this Earth Circle and see how it goes. And in terms of the actual roles and accountabilities for the Earth Circle, it's a deep energetic holding thing, because each of these people is going to be holding a point energetically for the expression and development of Singularity's mission across the 7 continents. But as far as their kind of actual practical activity is concerned, it's 2 calls. Singularity Governance has a call with the Earth Circle twice a year at the times of the solstices, the June and the December solstice, where Singularity Governance says like, hey, look, this is what we've been working on. And the Earth Circle will be responsible for like, okay, and how is that working and developing across Earth's 7 continents, taking them into consideration, and can that be done better? Is there what more can be done, and how can Singularity Governance be supported to stay as pure as possible and in fullest expression of the mission of Singularity across Earth's 7 continents? So this gives you a sense of what the Earth Circle is all about. And where you come in is we are soon going to have a call. And on that call, I'm going to, we're working on the process of it. But basically the idea is the invitation is for the Singularity membership to ratify, to confirm these 7 beings for their role in this experimental phase of the Earth Circle over the next year. Now, a ratification process politically is different to a vote. We're not putting these people up for a vote. Basically, it feels, the reason for that is I feel like it's taken a while to really find these beings, and this isn't a kind of like final stand of like the Council of Elders for Singularity. It's people who, as I say, have a deep enough connection to this and who are humble enough and dedicated enough to say, yeah, I'm up for being involved and helping out us learning. And we want to do this with the Singularity membership community as far as the ratification process is concerned, so that we can learn through that too. So basically, the invitation will be for anyone who wants to participate in this process in the Singularity members group to join this call. You will also find a way that if you can't join the call live, then you can let us know beforehand we'll find a way for you to be able to participate and have your say into the field. And then we're going to have a ratification, which is basically like we're going to invite a confirmation for the Singularity members who join and want to be part of this process to confirm each of these beings into their role. One holding point for North America, one South America, one Europe, one Asia, one Africa, one Oceania, one Antarctica. And then we're going to have a ritual to have them installed into their roles. Of course, there's a possibility, and it could be that one or more people, if any, when these people are kind of presented as and you know the information about them is shared, and it could be one or more people are like, wait, no, I feel an absolute no to that person in that role, and any voices of no, any voices of like, wait, have you thought about this, will be taken in, and we'll work with them and we'll really take them into consideration and feel if there needs to be a change. But if that's not the case, then we invite the Singularity membership to ratify these people. If there does need to be a change, then we probably won't be able to go through the whole process on that call. We'll have to go back to kind of feeling into, is there a replacement or a shift that needs to happen? And that's okay. If that needs to happen, then we'll work with that. But if there is ratification and confirmation of these people, we'll have a ritual to install them in their role. Because I really feel like that's a thing I've been excited to be working on with some people in the leadership development circle in Singularity. Like, what are the rituals that actually support leaders within Singularity to step into, hold, and step out of their roles when the time is appropriate, that most deeply and most soulfully and most powerfully somatically transmit the depth of what this means to hold this role. So in a way that we can together participate, and we can together support and raise up and bless those who are courageous enough and vulnerable enough to hold roles in this kind of work. So I've made this video to give you a heads up about this process that's coming. I'll let you know ASAP about the date and the time that we're going to do the call, and the process by which you can have your voice included if you want that and you're not able to join the call live. And the last thing I'd say is, if you do want your voice to be included, I really encourage you to join the call live if you can, because what we're also really exploring within Singularity is how we can move beyond the kind of, I know I said this is a ratification, but whether it's a ratification or a voting process or whatever, how we can move beyond people giving their say from a kind of a separate mind that has opinions and that, you know, kind of wants to put their opinion in and other people put their opinion in and all of that, like that typical way of voting or political process working, how we can move beyond that to decision making happening from a place of deep shared connection and circulation of that one radical life principle, so that we're feeling it in our hearts and our souls and our bodies together. And that is entraining us. It is syncing us up together. It is building a sense of coherence together to a place where we're vibrating as a single organism together. And from there that we can make decisions. From there we can make choices. Now, that's not a kind of thing of like pressuring everyone to think the same thing, or like make, you know, you've got, everyone has to be one, so difference is a problem. It's not about, you know, difference is actually celebrated from that place. Even if people think radically different things about the best pathway forward, good, fine. It's not about whether our minds are all on the same page. It's about whether our hearts are vibrating with the one radical life principle that is already the truth of what lives in the core of my heart and the core of yours. And that's a place from which we can tolerate and celebrate and work with difference on the other levels even more powerfully, I think. So, yeah, more to come on that when we actually do the process. But if you can make it and you want to be part of the process, please do your best to join live. And yeah, thank you for watching this. More to come.